Allah in the name of Him, the most beneficent, the most merciful. My name is Gabriel Morton or Ali Reza Jafarpur, and I present this very, very special program for all of the nations and all of the countries, especially for American kids. I want to tell a story for American kids, and I have meaning, I have goal, I have aim about telling a story for American kids. In the previous sessions and in the previous speeches, I told and emphasized over and over, I want to make better life for every continent, nation, every country, nation, and I want to improve the life of the human being, the life of the every human being from every nationality, from every country, and from every continent, and from every religion. So that is my mission, to make beauty of the life for everybody on earth, included Americans, Europeans, Asian, Africans, Middle East countries, Australia, and Great Britain, and any other country, Russia or China, North Pole, South Pole. I want to improve life for every human being. However, I will have, I hope, a good speech and explain very by details. I want to explain for every people, every nation, every country, men and women, how I can make 1 billion new jobs for all of the human beings, included the Iran and Iranian great nation. I will describe that is necessary United States of America and its allies remove any sanctions, not just about Iran, but also any sanctions against China and Russia. I recommend to the American government and American politicians, God bless you all, I want to request you, just for 1 year, try the way of the Jesus. And what is the way of the Jesus? The way of the Jesus contain kindness. Kindness about everybody, about your friends, your neighbors, even your hostile enemy. So that is my recommendation for United States of America, for Europe. Stop any aggressive behavior against any nation and any country, and stop any aggressive sanctions, any limitations, restrictions against China and Russia and Iran and North Korea. If America and its great powers who are allied with United States of America do this recommendation of the Jesus about being kind, not even for your friend, but also for your enemies, the great result will happen. The positive, peaceful results will happen in these nations and about the hostile nations. Even enemies like Palestine and Israel will become a friend and brother to each other. Another time, great nation of the Ukraine and Russia will join together and start a peaceful, kind cooperation to each other. So I want to ask another time from the noble politicians to do their best and just try the way of the Jesus. What is the way of the Jesus? Be kind. Be kind. If you are true Christian, be kind about everybody, about even your enemies, and you will see how these hostilities will transform to the brotherhood, and how these enmities will change to the cooperation and collaboration. Cooperation and collaboration on behalf of the make welfare, happiness, beauty of the life. We can help each other if you follow the way of the Jesus, the result will be a beautiful life for every nation, for every country, for any religion. Otherwise, this current way of the Lucifer that is following by European countries, Great Britain and United States of America, has not any positive result. And I promise this hostility will continue and accelerate to the enmity. The hostile enemies will start atomic war, and in the atomic war, nobody is winner, especially United States and European countries. I want to recommend another time to Great Britain, European countries, and United States of America and their own allies. Choose the way of the Jesus, otherwise your countries, your nations, your population will be destroyed very soon by greatest military power in the world during the history, and its name is Russia. But Putin is man of the friendship, and Putin is not the cruel man, and he is not terrorist. He won't live and start brotherhood with every nation and every country. So I want to ask great nation of the United States of America that I dedicate this program for them today. I have a great gift for new generation of the United States, American kids and American children. I want to open 3 or 4 or 5 new space for American students. In the previous years, that was just one way open for American people and for especially for American teenagers. The only way in front of the American teenagers, that was American Pies. If you are interested to know more, just search the movies under the title American Pies. I want to say to the young Americans, especially children of the United States, teenagers, babies, and kids, I want to tell you, God created a lot of other alternative for living that is so much more valuable, more than American pie. However, American pie is the Western culture during the past decades. I want to ask Americans who are very knowledgeable and religious and spiritual people who serve to all of the nations, start new stage, and I will introduce these new stages. Just come back to the Jesus. If you do so, you will make 8 billion new Christians. And I want to say that I am not bluffing and joke. I don't want to make jokes. I am serious about the emergence of the Jesus in 2016. So I created a story. In this story, I want to ensure any American, European, the miracle of the Jesus. The miracle of the Jesus will break the physics laws. The faster than light spacecraft. This is the technology, alien technology that is given to me even by Christian divinity. So let us to breathe and help and make and generate a divinity generation. These new generations, I am trying to do some service for American children. What is this, my service? This is I want to elaborate the power of the imagination in the American youngs, in the American youth societies. I want to invite American youths to come to the Jesus camp and start pollution, start anything on behalf of the Jesus way. And what is the Jesus way? Kindness. The effect of the kindness will be obvious is if and only if American society come to the street and do a demonstration, not against government, not against capitalism, not against free market and liberalism values, but also against the foreign policy of the government against Russia, Iran, and North Korea. Stop just for 1 year any sanctions against Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, and you will see without any bother, all of these countries will join to the camp of the democracy and human rights and liberalism. I will promise for you. But your cruelty and your foreign policy and the foreign policies that dictated until now by Lockheed Martin and other weapon companies, the capitalism order or capitalist world order make trouble for Americans, and Americans will continue to live in the pain, and they have to live in the hard times of the pressure and mental disorders. I want to invite United States of America, especially great nation of the United States, to join to international globe of the kindness by Jesus, and you will see the result. We have always two options in every stage of our life. Every minute we have two ways. The way of the Jesus, the way of the God, and there is the verse, the way of the Lucifer. Unfortunately, the way that is chosen by American politicians during the past decades was dictated by oil companies, by capitalism followers, by weapon factories. This made disorder, and United States of America and its great nation will not be immune and will not be safe about the dangers and bloody wars that they made during the history for other continents and for other countries. So, if you want to prevent any World War III, if you want to prevent any atomic war, this is my recommendation: to come back to the positive way, to the Jesus way. Stop any sanctions against Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran, and many other countries. If you do this, you will be blessed by Jesus, and good days is coming, not just for you, but also for other countries and other nations. Another time, I am the representative of the Lord of the time. I am the representative of the Mahdi. I have power to destroy Israel, Palestine, European countries, and America. By using supernatural metaphysical power, I am able to make great earthquakes more than 8 or 9 degree Richter in America, or I can make floods, muddy floods. I can activate all of the volcanoes in the world. I can make storms. That is supernatural of the power of the Solomon and David for me. But just as I said and I did for Iranian people, I want to do the same. I want people choose. That is the human being, and the human being is free to choose the correct or discorrect decisions. For example, about my great nation, I know during the past 45 years, Iranian nation was suffering from religious dictatorship, and they lived under the pain by dictatorship and negligence of the human rights. I invited over and over my nation to join to our our revolutionary people, our advanced runners of the human rights, they are in the prison, and this is not justice about Narges Mohammadi or any other human being. They don't deserve, based my opinion, for them to live permanently in the prison, unless that these people do something against our national security. I want to ask, and I did during the past 14 years, uninvited Iranian people come and approve human rights principles, at least for some cities like Karaj, Gohardasht, or some other most advanced cities like Mashhad, Tehran, Tabriz. They have capacity to accept human rights and leave execution. I am different for all. I am your best friend, Donald Trump. I have facilities. I can make you president. I can make $1 trillion aids for Donald Trump to be the next president of the United States. But I would never interfere inside United States of America, because I know great nation of the United States, they have their own correct mindset, and they will choose the best president for United States of America. Just want to say that. That will be 2 or 3 or 4 options in front of the great American people. They can choose Donald Trump or other representatives or other candidates. I want to ensure Americans, just one of these candidates, this man or woman is more close to the way of the Jesus, and he can act upon the Bible principles. I don't want to say her name or his name, because I want great nation of the United States choose, and I don't want to disturb the freedom of the choosing and elections for great nation of the United States. So I want to say that great nation of the United States, please listen my statement and speech very, very carefully, and ask for your government to stop sanctions against any country, especially about the Iranians who are suffering without any reason. Iranians, they are not terrorists. Even IRGC is not terrorist, and I want to make the peace and friendship and brotherhood between my nation. So I ask great nation, especially great new generation, the youth generation of the United States, come to the street, not for destroy capitalism or the order of the government or constitution. The Constitution of the United States is the most perfect constitution in the world. God bless United States. But I want to say that sanction is not effective against any country. During the history, a lot of groups, a lot of prophets, they lived under the pain of the sanctions. For example, our prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, lived under pressure of the sanctions. Just want to say that that was not correct, and Muhammad was victorious. Any sanctions against any nation, any country, any government is not the way of the Jesus. So I want to ask the great nation of the United States, especially the noble people who live in New York, in California, and other states, please come to the streets and ask from your government to remove any sanctions. If you do this, I will promise the gift of the Jesus for you. And what is the gift of the Jesus for you? In 2016, I will deliver the knowledge and engineering alien technology that I received from divinity and even Christian divinity helped me to achieve this letter of the Jesus. And what is this letter of the Jesus? This letter of the Jesus is so much important achievement in the science and in the physics. The greatest scientist of the physics who is well known as Albert Einstein, they proved mathematically that light can't travel faster than 300,000 kilometers. And that is not possible for anything else to go faster than light. I have the technology that will be possible for the physicists, for engineers of the Tesla, that we will make a spacecraft in 2000, and this spacecraft will travel at in the Christmas 2016 to the edge of the universe. That is, you may say you are absolutely crazy. You may say that is not possible. I want to say that I made a story for children of the United States. That is my aim, to elaborate the power of the imagination. Albert Einstein once said, all of the genius is inside the capacity of the imagination for human beings. That means that some great scientists like Albert Einstein, they achieved to the most high level of the knowledge, the most high level of the science, especially physics, because such a people like Tesla, like Albert Einstein, like Stephen Hawking, like Isaac Newton, they had laboratory of the physics in their brains. So they started empower their own imagination. The pornography and the bad society just made one field in front of any American teenager, and that is the American pie. I want to say to the American great nation, you can use the field of the American pie and you can continue, but you waste your time, energy, and your life. We have other options, and that is my task to introduce to the American great nation. I want to increase the power of the imagination of the Americans. So I created this story that I will try to explain more details in the upcoming days. Just want to say another time, there is no privilege for me between Americans and Russians, between Japanese or Chinese, between Asians or Europeans, between Africans or Middle East people, or there is no bias between Jewish, Christian, Muslims. I want to serve everybody. I try to do my best and choose the most positive one. And what is the most positive way? That is the way of the Jesus. The way of the Jesus is the way of the kindness. I can destroy Israel. I can destroy Palestine. I am not bluffing. I can destroy few countries few states inside United States. I can destroy Canada and Australia and Great Britain or some European countries by supernatural metaphysical power. But I choose the best way, and that is the way of the kindness. So I will deliver my strategies to next government. I can make it limited to Donald Trump because I really love Donald Trump. And I believe he is the man of the God. But I will deliver my knowledge, my strategies about making jobs and improvement of the technology for everybody as the next president of the United States. I will deliver my knowledge on behalf of the servitude to the great nation of the United States. But I can use negative forces. For example, I can make 88 Iranians obedient absolutely to me by make themselves fearful about the earthquakes. That is my greatest power. For example, I can make earthquakes in Tehran and destroy 2 or 3 or 4 million people. But that is not my way, and that is not the Muhammad way, and that is not the God way, and that is not the Allah ways, and especially and more specifically, that is not the Jesus way. So I can make 88 million Iranians a slave who are fearful about the earthquakes, floods, and other things. Even I can push United States into the front and make so much difficulty for them and make them to destroy Iran by military attack, then I will be free to go to every place. But as I said over and over, I love all of the human beings. I want to say that I love Hillary Clinton, I love Democrat Party, I love Obama, I love Biden, I love Harris, and so much I love Donald Trump, I love every American, I love Western country because I love human being. And I am not thinking that all of the human beings, they are sinful, and I am polluted virgin and the man of the God. We are equal in the viewpoint of the God, and this is my believing, and there is no difference between me and you, even between human beings and animals and insects. All have a right to live. Every insect, any creatures, they can live together peacefully, and this is my desire and aim, and I will facilitate this. Not just in between societies and nationalities, different religion followers, Palestinians beside Israel. I will make it possible for every human being to live freely and peacefully between animals and animals between insects, and all we can live together, and I will do this thing that is the consent of the Jesus and consent of the God. About evangelist church, that is correct. Jesus Christ will come back to the earth, and I am sure about that. We can make it possible next year or in 2016. So I created a story. In this story, I will describe for American children, American kids. I want to elaborate their imagination power. I have also financial aims. For example, any animation maker, any movie maker, they can call me and ask me to deliver total of the story to them. They can make a lot of film, movie, and many other things. These films, movies, cartoons, animations will increase the intrinsic potential of the students inside United States. So the next generations, after listening to these stories and watch these movies that is copyrighted just few minutes ago by YouTube, God bless YouTube, I will make a lot of money for myself. But money is not my first goal. I want to elaborate the power of the imagination for American young society. Then these young Americans can think more deeply about every aspect of the knowledge and philosophy and art, and they will be more creative, and they will prevent any social cause. For example, everybody will be helpful if be sure that Jesus Christ is coming in 2016. Nobody go to suicide. Everybody want to get rid of the addictions. A lot of people who were indifferent about the homeless people go and help a lot of homeless addicted people who live in the cities of the United States. I just want to say that people gonna to be kind day by day, month by month, year by year. So please listen carefully, especially described for children. Children, after listening to this story, they will be able to think more deeply. For example, when I am talking about four-dimensional world, the children, the next generation of the university, the next generations of the Americans, they don't need to go to the university to understand what is four-dimensional memory. I use my four-dimensional memory in this story as a writer, and step by step, this story, the children inside United States of America will see in this story the upcoming years is inside my memory. That is amazing. For the first time during the history of the human being, some writer say the story that is not happened yet, and at the same time that is not prophecy. He is so much determined and unsure about the upcoming years. So just like the man who sees future and past and present all together, and this man is similar to Albert Einstein, who explained time as the next dimension beside our three-dimensional world. I want to say that, however, Albert Einstein had a lot of great mistakes in this theory of the four-dimensional world, and using time as a next dimension. I will describe later by advanced relativity the failures of the Albert Einsteins. But Albert Einstein will stay forever as somebody who opened to us thinking about other dimensions. So he will stay as our hero in the science. So that is enough. I will come back and retell stories. This will be uploaded very soon to the YouTube. And American kids will read this story, and they have, after reading this story, they have to think very, very deeply. So I will make 10-degree increasement in the power and intelligence of the young Americans. They will find other things, and they will have more complicated genius brains in the upcoming months. So, as I said, that is not the privilege for America and American kids. Other nations can translate this story and use. But, as I promised, I will make 1 billion new jobs. I will make possible for the first time during the history of the human being transform and you can change your face, redesign your face, and you can't say goddamn God who created me ugly. So the ugliness, the skin of the skin's color, the race after this will be meaningless, because we as a scientists and as a philosophers and as a spiritual master will teach you to redesign your face, so you will be the God for yourself. So let me describe this story. This story will make a better generation inside the society of the United States of America. The new generation will be absolutely smarter than the previous generations. So the good days for Americans is coming day by day, month by month. Americans gonna to be more useful for themselves and for other remain countries, and day by day, month by month, Americans gonna to be more ethical. So all of the harsh movements inside the streets, all of the gun attacks, all of the school attacks, all of the betraying, all of the prostitution, addictions, rapes, gonna to be fade and gonna to disappear more and more inside the new ethical society of the United States, and people's gonna to be more faithful and kind to the Jesus and to the other nations, and we will see the social cost of these misconductions and the social cost of these misbehavior or bad behaviors gonna to be end, and that is good for future society of the United States of America. God bless America and God bless Americans, and I invite to start new stage later on, soonly in 25 September, about 40 or 50 years, about 40 or 50 days later, after now, I will describe my worldwide program, so American can join to this worldwide program and live in the pleasure of the safety and all of the violations in the streets, all of the brutal behavior against the woman inside the families, inside United States and in other countries in the world will be over forever. God bless all of the 8 billion people. I say that country by country, nationality by nationality, race by race, religion by religion, continent by continent, I make a speech and show how they can increase their economic power. Today is the turn for great nation of the United States. The next days will be for Russia, China, Japan, African countries, European countries. So the good news for you is coming every day. So be hopeful. Stop anything that is harmful for yourself, your health, and your society. Go for serve to the other people from United States. Every three woman can make a group and go and live inside the farmhouse village, inside Africa, inside other countries. Bring for them the message of the Jesus, the message of the kindness of the Jesus. Bring for them new technology that facilitate independence of the woman, especially in the small countries, in the backwarded countries, in the Muslim societies, in the village life. Women are under bias, and there is a lot of injustice and violation against the woman. So we will make a facilitate independence of the woman financially, and we will make factories inside every village that is a good place for women. Women can go there and produce a lot of goods and productions. Then they will be able to manage and handle their own cost, and they can make better children, and also everything gonna to be more beautiful. God bless America. Today, my program is dedicated to United States, but next days I shift to other countries, especially my dear country, Iran. I say that I can make Iranian people obedient by using supernatural power of the earthquakes. But I let them to free to think and act upon free thinking lines, and they will have right to choose what is the best thing for the future of the Iran and future of the nation and future of the politics and future of the economy. All will be chosen not by forceful or enforcement, not by fear, not by horror of the earthquake, but by reasoning, by acknowledgement, by teaching, by inviting, by make good proofs and show the way. People will have free to choose if they want to come, for example, to the way of the Jesus, or if they want to go to the way of the terrorism. Just want to say that 99% of the Iranian, they are not even ready to fire Israel flags or continue enmity with the American great nation. 99 of the Iranian love Americans just as other nations and other countries. Even I can ensure you Americans that Iranian love Americans and they want to make good relationship, but America must remove sanctions. All of these sanctions is against Iran and Iranians, and even IRGC must be, we can make open way for this IRGC. You know that most of the young Americans, they don't know that Iranians are the only nation in the world who went to the war with Iraq. All of the Iranian teenagers at the age of 10 years old, 11 years old, they are so much fearless, so much brave, so much faithful that they went at the childhood to the war. I want to say that Iranians are so much brave and Iranians are so much faithful. At the same time, Iranians are so much kind. Our RGC is not deserved to be called as a terrorist. But I want to say that I am sure about 10 million Iranians outside of Iran. These also are very, very nice and good people who left Iran because of the injustice, because of the cruelty of the, for example, some hard conditions. So they immigrated from Iran. So also they are so much nice people, but we have to act upon justice and good decision and reasoning. We can't say to the RRGC terrorists, RRGC is not terrorists, they are human being lover. They are ready to sacrifice themselves on behalf of the highest values, highest ethical values in the world. So please stop sanctions against Russia, China, against North Korea, and use the Jesus way just for 1 year, and you will see what will happen in the world and how the peace and peaceful way and the Jesus will govern over the societies. Don't go to the way of the Lucifer. Don't go to the way of the Satan. Don't go and don't follow the everything that weapon factories recommend for you, and you will see that will be so much better for your society, your future, and you will prove that you are true Christians. God bless America and American kids. Now I start to repeat and explain this story. You may say this is absolutely imaginary hypothesis at most. I want to say that I have knowledge, I have science. This engineering science make it possible, traveling faster than light. And if you let me to explain all, that will be proven for you also. God bless you all. I want all of the kids, all of the teenagers inside the United States empower their own imagination power. Imagination power is genius, and this is today my gift for American kids. I want to ask American kids, American directors, American storytellers, call me. We can cooperate to each other, and we can elaborate the genius of the kids inside the United States of America. God bless America. Ouch. I don't know if I can. I will try. Let me try. Sorry. Maybe I start from this way. Let me find another way. Let me just read very quickly another time and explain. Just see this, and you can make capture. First, second, third page of the story for kids And for teenager, I mean, that is difficult. I know, but that will activate new brains, and the brains of the kids inside United States will open the capacity. This plus this plus this plus this and this 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 and this. That is so much long video, so I am trying to summarize and start another video for American kids. In this story, I empower the imagination of the American kids, and they will go to the depths of their imagination. And imagine we have a spacecraft. Elon Musk is pilot. We get on this spacecraft and use this spacecraft to travel to the edge of the universe. After that, we can't continue because there is no any gravitational field. And so after that, because there is not even any other field, for example, there is no field at all. There is no electromagnetic field. There is no gravitational field. There is no matter. So we can't continue to the travel because for travel we have based on Newtonian mechanic and based on Newtonian physics, also even advanced physics. Any missiles, any rockets needs to push something to the back to go to the front. So after getting on or after travel to the edge of the universe, we don't have any field. So briefly and very, very simply, under our legs is empty, so we are falling because we can't ascend to the up. We can't go up because there is nothing, absolutely nothing under our legs. So we can't rely on everything. Even we can't rely on magnetic field. We can't rely on even gravitational field. Or this gravitational field is so much weak and can't tolerate and can't produce directly or oppositely the pressures that we need to push the spacecraft going any further. I will come back after 10 minutes. God bless you all.